thanks for everybody for hopping in. Obviously, we'll recap another escape against Arkansas, and then we'll get into previewing the third Saturday in October. I think the fourth one in a row that's absolutely huge for both teams. So it'll be a good show. So again, thanks for everybody listening. Jim, what was your main takeaway from that Arkansas game? And I think I know the answer. So
All right. I'm not hating on the defense and I'm not hating on the players. I'm hating on Tim Banks himself. Like, I'm getting tired. NBA Vol Boy, shout out to you because I got this whole thing from you. But what are we playing 20 feet off of the wide receivers for soft zone? Like, I don't understand it. And I'm not even talking about the running game yet because they ran down our throats the first half. But I'm talking about third and 10. Our DBs are playing 20 yards off the wide receivers to where all they do is come back routes and get a first down. Like, and that's not on the players; it's on the defensive coaching staff, Tim Banks, and but yeah, that bamboozles me with Tim Banks. I just don't understand because you have Colton Hood's a first round draft pick potentially, and the kid could play man coverage. Ty Redmond could play man coverage. Boo Carter could play man coverage. It's just I don't understand that. That's one of the things that I struggle with this year. But that's like my main complaint in the Arkansas game was Tim Banks.
yeah, and that's perfectly understandable. I mean, that's what jumped out to everybody in the first half. That's what, and especially as I was sitting there kneeling after we had gone up 17, I was ready to come on here tonight and praise Tim Banks for holding that team to 17 points. But then the last two drives happened. I don't know what the deal is with late game conservatism on both sides of the ball in this last game. I mean, why not keep doing what got you to being up 3 scores? I mean, the halftime adjustments were fantastic. We held them down for the third quarter. We gave the offense a short field to get up 3 scores. The offense, honestly, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, but I'll touch on it real quick now. Like, I am more disappointed in the offense coming out of this game, and I know that may sound crazy to some people, but when you look at the opponent, the offense did not do what I expected them to do against the defense of that caliber. I mean, you could say it's the interim boost, but the defense, I mean, if you would have told me we gave up 31 points, I would say we would have won by at least 2 touchdowns, But, the game, every game unfolds differently and all that, but I'm proud of the halftime adjustments, but then you get to the fourth quarter and it completely falls apart. So I'm mostly on board with all the Tim Banks complaints, but if it wasn't for the defense, doing what they did in the third quarter, you probably lose this game. I mean, they held them down for long enough to where we could get a good enough lead to hold on. So
Yeah, and what added Davian Hobbs being back and Jackson Moy being more healthy, obviously you could tell the difference in the defensive line. They pressured Taylor Green almost pretty much all night. There's things with this defense that are fantastic. They do come out. It seems like every game it's a slow start where the defense can't get going in the first quarter and even potentially in the first half, and then like you said, that halftime come and they just play. If you get that third quarter defense for 3 quarters in a game, I don't think anyone could beat Tennessee. I really don't. But when you're giving a team like Arkansas or letting them hang around because you just can't stop anything, it's just you could lose every game. So it's worrisome to me.
I would also say, and I tweeted this earlier, somebody who was responding to one of our tweets, if it weren't for what some of the things the defense has done in these last 2 games, Tennessee could easily be 3-3. And
yeah,
I mean, they wreak enough havoc, and I said this last week. They wreak enough havoc where I didn't have much worry about this game, but I did not expect it to be that close. I mean, if we did not get 5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, and force 3 turnovers, 4 if you want to count the turnover on downs, who knows how many more opportunities Arkansas would have had. I mean, you force a fumble for them when they're in the red zone. You stop them. I mean, a lot of people were saying Petrino should have kicked that field goal. I mean, obviously, in hindsight, when you lose by 3, yeah. But you force 4 turnovers if you count the turnover on downs, and you only get 7 points off of them. There needs to be better complementary football going on. And the most annoying one to me was the very first turnover where we go 3 and out, and we miss 2 deep shots and just never throw it deep again, except that one to Staley on the drive before halftime. You know, I feel like we could have attacked down the field more. And then it seems like we were content to run into 6, 7, 8-man boxes for most of the game too. So, like, I mean, I always say this, I'm not a coach. I'm not a huge X's and O's guy, but I was sitting there watching the offense and seeing the middle of the field jam-packed with white jerseys and, like, why are we running into this? And to Tennessee's credit, we did end up with a ton of rushing yards. I mean, Deshaun Bishop had a fantastic game until he went out. And by the way, kudos to Peyton Lewis for coming in and finishing that game. He had a bunch of big runs, including the very last one on the game clinching run and getting in the end zone twice. But I think that game that we just saw more tells you that the SEC, besides Kentucky maybe this year, and we'll see, is you're going to be in a close game a lot of the time. I mean, Arkansas lost Ole Miss by 6, and they were going in to tie the game or go ahead, and they fumbled. I mean, the margins are thin. I mean, that's another one of my huge takeaways.
Yeah, and talking about, the defense still, I mean, Arkansas was 7 for 13 on third down. Like,
Terrible.
And guess what Tennessee was? 2 for 9.
2 for 9. And that's because we were awful on first and second downs. Because a lot of times we were either throwing an incomplete pass or running into those heavy boxes. I mean, I don't know. It was just a weird game. Weird game. But, literally all that matters is you won, because it's very much a week-by-week thing this year for everybody. I mean, the SEC, I can't remember the last time when it was this close seemingly from, like, I think 10 of the teams in the SEC can beat each other on any given day.
Oh, yeah, now, including on Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason to think Tennessee can't go in there and pull an upset. So, any more thoughts on this game before we move on to
a main point we're missing.
Yeah.
A very, very weird thing, especially, let's talk about one call specifically, but 10 penalties to 1 is unreal. And not only that, one of them that they called on Tennessee was blatantly obvious the opposite.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know what? I'm not trying to blame reps, for certain things in this game, but it was just so lopsided. It's just, mind blowing to me.
So, it was. Arkansas, we finally got them to call some holding calls, and then third and early in the fourth quarter that we ended up declining, so it doesn't show. But the thing that annoys me about that is, I don't know, it was either 4 or 5 of those penalties we had, and like you said, one of them should not have been, but 4 or 5 of them were pre-snap penalties on offense at home. I mean, I don't understand how that happens that many times in a game. And that's part of the reason the offense could never get anything consistently going for huge portions of the game. They kept shooting themselves in the foot. And right out of halftime, we get down there near the red zone on our first drive out of the half, screw up and get a couple of bad penalties. And thank God Max Gilbert nailed a field goal from 50 yards, or we would have been in a tie game for most of that third quarter. So,
yeah, and one more thing, last thing about this game. Brilliant move by Petrino. Coming out at halftime, Tennessee gets the ball first and says, "Oh, my headset isn't working." My headset isn't working. Yeah, dude, I don't care. You had all 15 minutes of halftime and no one said, hey, our comms are down. Let me do that during half. Nope. And he comes out and again, I think that was a big thing for Tennessee's offense coming out at halftime with not being able to talk to the quarterback or, control the offense like that. So, um again, Tennessee should have won this game by 2 touchdowns. And the score makes it look a lot closer than it was. I think Tennessee won in dominating fashion. It's just Tim Banks has to figure it out. Like I don't. This team is way too talented, especially on the defense side of the ball. Even missing McCoy, I mean, I just don't see them being this much worse than last year's defense. I just don't. The fall off is insane.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine if the defense didn't, have all these, you know, these numbers that, like the sacks and tackles for loss, we're number one in sacks, top 10 in tackles for loss. We've scored 4 defensive touchdowns. If we weren't doing that, I mean, we don't really force a lot of punts because we're letting them get down the field, and
Yeah.
they're either going for it on fourth or scoring, or we're turning them over. I mean, I think we forced 2 punts in this game. Um, you know, it's just weird. It's a very weird situation when they're so good at causing trouble at times, then the rest of the time they're giving up. I think all 7 of those third down conversions were long. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they were all like 6+ yards.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, for sure.
But we did enough to win. That, like I said, that's literally all that matters. My big thing with Tim Banks is his lack of recruiting a decent safety for 5 years now. It's been 5 years, and we are running out Andre Turrentine and Idris Farouk, who are both, and this is a big part of the run defense, they're both terrible at run fits. They take horrid angles. There was one play in the first half, I think it might have been the play right before Jordan Ross forced that first turnover. They both miss back to back because they both took terrible angles. That's my biggest complaint with Tim Banks. Recruit a safety. We might be better in zone coverage if we recruit a safety.
And it's not that hard, to be honest. I mean, literally all you have to do is pitch a top safety and go, hey, we are in need of a safety. You're gonna play. We'll give you what you want.
Show them the depth chart. Like, you're gonna be on the field.
like you're gonna be on the field. You will be our star. Like you're like that's it. Like
yeah,
I don't know, dude. I'm on full board. I think all of Tennessee's on full board now with this year because I mean even Jalen McCullough, dude. Like look at him though in the NFL and in college, everyone was like, oh my god, get him off the field. And now look what he's doing in the NFL. But you don't get those stories a lot. And there's plenty of good safeties that enter the portal that you need to honestly, that's going to be their main, to me, that's their main need next year is go get dang 2 safeties.
I mean, it also, if you remember, how nice would it be to have Jacoby Thomas?
Oh my god.
He was really good at getting down there and making tackles. So
he'd be huge this year. He would have been such a staple piece on that defense.
Yeah. And one more thing, Boo Carter, if you want to play different positions, let's line you up at safety. Let's give it a shot. I mean, what could it hurt at this point? He was, I think his PFF grade was 3rd worst on the defense. So maybe McMurray should stay at star, and let's try him at safety. I mean, what could it hurt?
Can we talk about him though? Like right before we go into this Alabama game, like what is going on with him? Because last year, absolute game wrecker. Like he was all over the field. And don't get me wrong, he's had great moments, in this season. I'm not saying he's been terrible all year, but dude, like the angles he takes, he's been missing some tackles. Like it just doesn't seem like what is going on in his head. I don't know.
Yeah, that's about all I got for the Arkansas game. For the 3rd time, you won. That's all that matters. Try to fix the mistakes. I mean, because if you bring that effort, for the first half defense effort to Alabama, I mean, I shudder to think what will happen.
Yeah.
If you bring the third quarter defense though, um, things would go well for Tennessee. So, all right, Alabama, Jim. Your first thoughts going into this one?
I mean, you got the two best quarterbacks in the SEC going at it. Um, to me, Ty Simpson's a little bit ahead of Joey Aguilar. I know Joey Aguilar has more yards technically, but just the way he's been playing has been phenomenal. Really looks like he could be a Heisman candidate at the end of the year. The way he's playing, but a completely different quarterback than Taylor Green. I mean,
Yeah.
Ty Simpson's got 40 carries for 58 yards. He's not a big runner. He can use his legs. He not big on it. You have to pressure him. Um, Jam Miller probably going to be out. Their leading rusher probably going to be out after the concussion protocol thing this past weekend. But they got another guy, Riley, who's pretty similar numbers to Jam Miller. And like we were talking about with the Arkansas game, I mean, the first half it looked like everybody could run all over Tennessee. So it's kind of interesting what we'll see in the running back standpoint. But on the receiving end, again, these two teams to me look on the offensive side of the ball at least very similar. I mean, Alabama's got three wide receivers, actually four wide receivers with over 200 yards. Um, but Bernard, Williams, Horton, and Brooks are all catch the ball. Same thing with Tennessee with the three wide receivers that we all know and love. But these teams are very similar. I think Alabama has a better defense than Arkansas that we just saw. So it's going to be
100%.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see like what Heupel draws up for the offensive side of things. It's going to be a lot of different looks compared to what we've had the past couple of years against Alabama because you actually have a guy that could throw down the middle of the field. So this could be a good game in my book. I think Vol Nation will show out too. I think there's going to be a lot of orange in that stadium. But yeah, that's what my first look is with Alabama. I'm interested to see what you think about them.
Yeah. A team that's beaten three ranked teams in a row. Um, you know, it's important to remember though, and I know a lot of people would say this is a month and a half ago, but they did lose to Florida State, who now looks really bad. I mean, that did happen, but also the
Yeah.
last three weeks have happened too. Um, some things that give me confidence, though. I mean, Ty Simpson is not as mobile as Taylor Green was. We got the green
Mm-hmm.
5 times. I that gives me a lot of confidence that we can wreak havoc. So I think the defense can do what they've been doing, the good things they've been doing still. Um, and I don't think it's as simple as Arkansas was a worse team, so they were going to turn it over more. I mean, Tennessee forced those turnovers. Jordan Ross ran down Green and forced that fumble. The second fumble, we smeared that dude, and he dropped the ball. I mean, we hit him so hard he dropped the ball. The third one, Josephs gets to him and knocks his arm, and he fumbles. I mean, those are all forced turnovers. They weren't fluky. Like interceptions to me can be a lot more fluky than fumbles. Most of the time, fumbles the defense forces that. So I think we can go down there and cause them some trouble, but you just got to think. I mean, can we stop the run consistently enough? Can we cover their receivers consistently enough on the defensive side of the ball? I mean, that's going to be the question if Tennessee's going to be in this game or not.
Yeah, for sure. The main thing is to me is getting to Ty Simpson, and that hasn't been a problem all year. So it'll be interesting though to see what kind of defense we get. All to me, the first half's going to mean a lot. Then you look at it. Couple years ago when we were in Tuscaloosa last, was we led the game. We led at half, and thought it was going to be the year where you finally overcame that little streak that's going on there. And but
Yeah.
luckily they don't have Nick Saban anymore.
Yep.
And you know, I'm sure Kalen DeBoer is going to be wearing that stupid black hoodie, thinking that's why what's happening is happening. But
Yeah.
I just don't know. I think this Tennessee team's different though. Like we talk about, elite teams find a way to win. I feel like if you take the team from last year, even though with that defense, we don't win that Mississippi State game. We don't win that Arkansas game. Like it's
Yeah.
and this team's just different. You got three great running backs, you got a great quarterback, you got three dang good wide receivers who are all in the top 10 in passing yards or receiving yards uh this year. And if Kitzelman could stop dropping the ball, and hey, I'm just saying, if anyone's a betting person, take Kitzelman's over. He's playing against his old team. He's, in his old stadium. Kitzelman's going to go off. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That is true. That'll be his first trip down there. I didn't even think of that. Kitzelman made up for that drop. I think he had a pretty decent game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would like to see Chris Brazzell, not disappear like he did against Arkansas. I don't know what Arkansas was doing on defense. From what I saw, it looked like they were mainly focused on the run. We still were able to run the ball. And speaking of that, that is where Alabama's biggest weakness to me lies, is you can run on them. Would you believe me if I told you statistically their run defense is worse than Tennessee's? Far
no,
worse.
I wouldn't have believed you after the game Washington had against us.
Alabama comes in 93rd in the country, giving up 156 yards a game. Tennessee is 59th, giving up 136 yards a game. Maybe they have played better teams so far in the SEC. They played Ahmad Hardy. They played Pavia and his threat. They played Georgia. We've also played Georgia. I mean, and I think that's something to consider, that there are holes to run against this Alabama defense. Vanderbilt struck early on a big long run against them in the first quarter of that game. And Pavia, even though he ended up giving the game away, he was able to run a little bit on them too. So I think that's going to be a huge part of the game plan. And do we see Aguilar keep it more on, designed runs, and even, keeping it on the read option? So, which a lot of the times against Arkansas, if he would have kept it, and I understand why he wouldn't, like he doesn't think we have to do that against Arkansas to win. He wants to protect himself, but you might have to this coming week.
Yeah, he's got to slide, because that was the biggest scare. I literally tweeted right after that happened that our season was over. Like,
yeah,
because no offense to Merklinger, but that cannot happen. He needs to slide, and I know he's a big dude, but God forbid something happens. That's tragedy. So, I mean, we had multiple scares this game between Braylon Staley, Bishop, and Aguilar. So
yeah, I mean, when I was sitting in the stadium and it looked like he had messed his shoulder up, and I was on the right there with you, Jim. But obviously it looked like he just got the wind knocked out of him. Once you see the play again, he came in, ended up running the ball on his first play back, which don't know how I feel about that. What I will say is Arkansas would not have expected that. And it set us up for that easy third down for Lewis to ice the game. But it was scary. It was a little bit scary. And I think Bishop's fine. I think Staley's fine. Obviously, Joey's fine. I mean, the bigger question injury-wise is the same one it's been all year, And I don't know. I haven't heard much about it. It seems like it's the same situation with McCoy. So we'll see. I mean, the injury report comes out tomorrow. If it's anything but out, that would be good news to me. So
yeah, don't worry. I'm doing my part in this game. I'm taking Ty Simpson's over, because Tennessee ranks 123rd in passing yards per game for defense. So, it's gonna be interesting, man. I think this is going to be a really, really good game because I think Tennessee's offense can obviously keep up with Alabama's offense. It's just, can Tennessee get those couple stops? Can they get off the field on third down? If that's the case, Tennessee can win this game. They can win it easily. It's
Yep.
just, they got to get off on third downs. They got to stop playing soft zone on 3rd and 10 because Bernard and Ryan Williams and even Isaiah Horton can hurt you.
Yeah.
Quick slant, a
So yeah.
5-yard slant turns into 15 yards.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting. We'll see. Hopefully Tim Banks actually shows up to work and really comes up with a scheme to stop, this offense.
Yeah. Um, you know, Arkansas killed us time of possession wise. Which that's nothing, new for a Josh Heupel team, but Alabama wants to hold the ball and they want to hold it a while. I mean, they did it against Vanderbilt. They controlled nearly all of that fourth quarter. They had a long drive to ice the game versus Georgia. They're 7th in the country in time of possession. So that's what they're going to do. I mean, I don't think that's a secret. That's going to be their game plan. They're going to want to hold the ball for as long as possible because obviously Tennessee's biggest advantage lies when we have the ball. I mean,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
that goes for any game, really. I mean, except maybe last year when you had Nico lining up at quarterback, you kind of wanted the defense out there. But, they're going to hold the ball. And if we just, I don't think the bend don't break stuff is going to work this week. I mean, I think that's what Alabama wants us to do. I mean, if we drop back in zone and give them 5 yards of play, they're going to take it.
Yep, and they're going to take that play clock now.
Yeah. And we can't be letting them get 5+ yards of carry, even 4 yards of carry. I mean, we're going to have to do well on 1st and 2nd down and, force them into long third downs and then get off the field. You can't just force them into long third downs. We tried that last week. Didn't work too well. I mean, and I had warned everybody about that in the last show. I mean, Arkansas was 5th in the country in converting third downs, and they went out and did what they do. But obviously, when you just look at some of the screenshots of the defenses we were in on those plays, I mean,
it's mind blowing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't explain it for the most part. I guess you're hoping 4 guys can get home, and you want I mentioned it last week. You want eyes in the backfield on Taylor Green. I mean, but there was one play where we did on a 3rd down. We did blitz 7 people, and he was able to get out of it because the outside guy lost contain. I mean, but I don't think that'll happen against Ty Simpson. I hope not. I mean, we have made slow quarterbacks look like Michael Vick at some points.
Oh yeah.
in the last few years on defense, but what's your biggest key if Tennessee were to come out with a win on Saturday, Jim?
Getting off the field on 3rd down. Like where you just talked about it, they're going to hold the ball as long as possible, and you cannot let them get 7-minute drives, 6-minute drives. It'll hurt you in the long run. Their defense is capable of doing it. I mean, we saw it the other day against Arkansas, who arguably is a better offense than Alabama.
Statistically, they are, just total offense wise.
Oh yeah, but I think Ty Simpson could really hurt you by playing. If Tim Banks comes in with that garbage that we were just talking about, Ty Simpson could eat you up. Ryan Williams, like I said, quick slants. Bernard can all 3 of them could hurt you off those quick games. I mean, we've seen Ryan Williams move after the catch, and it's just it can hurt you. And I'm hoping, like I said, Tim Banks, please go to work. Like, please go to work. Don't take the week off and just pray. Like, please go to work and do your job.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna have to. I mean, you don't have to pitch. You don't have to hold him under 20 or anything. Hopefully, to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if Tennessee were to win, the defense needs to hold them under, 34. I mean, and that's if the offense has a good day. I think
I think it's a little less than that, but yeah, you're right. You're right around there.
yeah. I mean, just somewhere in the lower 30s to upper 20s is what the defense should be shooting for. And if we wreak the havoc, we did it 2 years ago. We forced some fumbles.
With Nico.
But the last time we were in Tuscaloosa,
Oh yeah.
we forced some short fields for the offense, and we were only able to get held to field goals on them. That's going to be big too. I mean, Tennessee a few times in the Arkansas game got to the red zone and stalled out and had to take a field goal at least twice. And I think getting into the end zone when you have the opportunity, if the defense does give you that chance, it's going to be huge. I mean, you got to take advantage of it when the defense does give you something to work with.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah. For me, I mean, the biggest key, if you look at the quarterbacks who have beaten Alabama and Tuscaloosa for the last, since Saban has been there. I mean, obviously he's not there now, but since 2007, it's a who's who of quarterback play. I mean, the last guy to do it, I think, was Quinn Ewers. They didn't lose at home last year, right? They lost to Vanderbilt, us, and Oklahoma on the road. So no, they did not lose at home last year. The year before it was Quinn Ewers. 2022, they didn't lose at home. 2021, I don't think they did. I mean, it's Quinn Ewers, Johnny Manziel, guys like that, like names that people know. And Joey could go down there and make a name for himself if he was able to pull this off.
Oh my God! You think the Joey hyped up now? If he could go down to Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama, I mean, at that point, Tennessee's playing with house money again. We talked about it with the Georgia game. If Tennessee hits that field goal, I mean, this game really isn't as big of a deal because both these teams are playing like that. To where if Alabama loses, they're against the ropes. Tennessee against the ropes if they lose. So this is a big, big game, not only because of the rivalry, but because of the playoff implications.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Alabama, if you look at their games, I mean, they beat Georgia by 3, which, they did not score a point in that second half, Kirby Smart adjustments. So their offense can bog down at times against, and I'm not, saying Georgia's defense is great or anything, but I don't think they're as good as they've been in the past. I'm not saying they're not great, but I'm saying they're not as good as they have been in years past.
Oh, no, I know what you're saying.
They were able to hold down that Alabama offense in that second half in Athens. And last week they win by 3. If Perbula doesn't miss that guy on the sideline, they're in position to kick a field goal to get that game into overtime. I would hope Joey would have seen that guy. I have trust that he would have seen that guy wide open instead of throwing into triple coverage, overthrowing the guy, blowing the game. I mean, there's spots to be had, at least in that Missouri game. The Vanderbilt game, like I said, Vanderbilt was able to run on them. I mean, that was a game up until that back-breaking drive that Alabama had that put them up 2 possessions. I mean, there's no reason Tennessee can't go down there and move the ball offensively. So, and like I said, Joey, you have a chance. Enshrine yourself in the lore of Tennessee football,
Yeah, that'll be a legend in the making at that point. Let's talk about what's your number for Tennessee? What does Tennessee have to score to win this ball game?
I want to say something like 35 to 38, like somewhere in there. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah, I think Georgia's defense is very similar to Alabama's, to where I think Tennessee's offense could, like you said, can easily go down the field and score. So I'm gonna stick with right with you. I'm thinking if Tennessee could score 35 points, if the defense can hold Alabama under 34,
Yep.
I think Tennessee wins this game.
Yeah, and so far that has proven to be a tall task, but they're going to be up for this game, obviously more than they were for Arkansas. They're not off a bye where they might have been, rusty or whatever. Well rested, but rusty. I mean, it was obvious, especially offensively and maybe even defensively. But they're going to have to put in a lot of work this week to get down there and give them a game and win the game. But like I said, there's no reason to think. I mean, this isn't 5 years ago anymore. I'm not going into this game thinking Tennessee has no chance at all. I mean, the line has gone down since it opened. I think it's at 7.5 now. So
I still like Tennessee plus the points though, because that offense could be potent.
Yeah. But any more thoughts on this game before we look around what happened in the SEC this past week and talk about some coaching? The coaching carousel is in full swing now.
Yeah, some of the names coming up for some colleges are a little bit mind blowing to me. Yeah. But no, this game, again, I think the players are going to show up. I think it all relies on Tim Banks' game plan for this game. I think Josh Heupel and Halsley will score enough to give you a great chance to win. It's just, can you get off the field on third down? And the scheme, man. Like, what's the scheme? Are you going to let them run it down your throat the first half again? I hope not, but
yeah.
But that's my take on it. I think. Oh, what's your prediction? I want predictions for this game.
You go first.
Well, I was going to say, if you want me to go first, I am going to go with another game of the year type game. I think it's going to be one of those games to where it ends up being a field goal type game. I don't think Tennessee misses the field goal this time. And I think Tennessee wins 38-35.
That's. I think I'm going to go with you. I just everything points to Tennessee struggling down there, but I don't know. I think this team has it in them to do it, but
oh yeah,
I'll go a little higher. I'll say Tennessee wins like 42-38.
I like that. I mean,
I will never not have confidence in Tennessee when the offense looks like it has this year and in 2022. Now, the problem is we've never done it on the road besides against LSU and Oklahoma last year. You might could throw in Pittsburgh in 2022, but, Pittsburgh didn't end up being that good of a team. But
now that you say that, dude, this game feels like an LSU game. Like that LSU game.
So we're gonna blow them out.
No, not necessarily. But I'm just saying, like, it feels like that type of team where, hey, I know I was in the same boat. I was nervous about that LSU game. Like, I was like, here we go. Like, this could be a good game. Probably gonna lose in Death Valley, And then all of a sudden, Josh Heupel's offense just couldn't be stopped, and all I'm saying, man, all it takes is a couple stops on defense. Get off the field and take advantage of those turnovers if you get them. And I see Tennessee winning this game. It's just, what do you get from the defense, in my opinion? Because I think we've said it multiple times, the offense will score. It's just, are they going to score enough?
Yeah. I'm right there with you. So you heard it here first. Tennessee wins. Well, we will be smoking cigars late Saturday night.
I will. I honestly, I might go live for the game and watching the game live.
Well, let's take a trip around the SEC from this past weekend. What stood out to you the most besides obviously Tennessee's result?
I'm pulling it up. I didn't really get to watch many games this week, but let me pull it up.
I'll start first. I mean, if Auburn would not have fumbled going in to be up 17-0, I think they would have won that game. And I called
a touchdown too, by the way.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's long past due for football to have goal line technology like international soccer has. Um, and maybe it would have given them a touchdown if that was if we had that technology. But you know, I had a hunch that game would be Auburn would give them a good effort, but they just fell apart in the second half. But like I said, if they did not fumble going in to be up 3 scores nearing halftime, I mean, I think they would have pulled that off. I mean, that was my biggest takeaway. And then LSU continuing to look pedestrian on offense. So,
which is mind blowing to me because they have a fantastic core with plenty of talent at the wide receiver room, good running back, and supposedly was a Heisman favorite for entering the season. He's been a complete no show.
yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Like you said, he was thought of as, if not the best quarterback in the SEC going into this year, top three. Or,
Oh yeah,
I mean, top 3 to 5. I mean, a lot of people put a lot of stock in Arch Manning and DJ Lagway, but you know, it's weird. And did you know that they're underdogs going to Vanderbilt?
I don't see them losing to Vanderbilt, but um, again, Vanderbilt's a way better team than normal. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them on winning, but hey, that'll be an interesting game though. If Vanderbilt could imagine Vanderbilt coming to Neyland and they're even what 9-2, like
Yep.
imagine, and both of us are playing for a playoff spot. Oh boy, oh boy,
Yeah.
talk about.
Keep the children at home.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that'll be something, especially with all the shit that Diego Pavia has been talking.
Yeah.
But my most interesting, honestly, is the Alabama Missouri game. I feel like Missouri had plenty of opportunity to take that game, and I feel like they just shot themselves in the foot. Like the play you were talking about, where what if he, saw that guy? Um,
Yeah.
everything changes again. You said it before. Everyone in the SEC, I don't care. All these Big Ten teams talking about, oh, look at all these SEC teams losing. The SEC is beating up on each other. And again, this is a game. Tennessee Alabama is a game where you could see either team win, and you wouldn't be surprised. Like
Yep.
it wouldn't surprise me if Bama beats us. It wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee beats Alabama. And every week is a gauntlet. Other than like next week when we play Kentucky, I don't see all the other games are you could lose. Oklahoma, you could lose that game. Florida, you could lose that game.
Yep.
It's just everyone's beating up on each other.
Yeah. It's the most parity the league has seen in a while. I mean, and I was saying this to Bryce the other day, Jim. If the goal of NIL and laxing the transfer portal rules was to get more parity, it has certainly worked. Like, there's not a lot of teams who are just terrible anymore. I mean, everybody has a few guys that can give you trouble. So, another thing from the weekend, Ole Miss sleepwalking as a 30 plus point favorite at home, and a sparsely attended game. I mean, I guess most people thought there was no point to attend that. It would have been a snooze fest, but it was not. It was not a snooze fest. I mean, that was shocking. I mean, Washington State was up, in the second half and almost pulled it out, but that's
the
not
fact that they're ranked top 5 is nuts to me.
Yeah, I mean, they've beaten Kentucky by 7. I mean, it was really a 10-point win if you really think about it. Mark Stoops took that field goal to give them some semblance of a chance at the end of that game. So that wasn't too impressive. They beat Arkansas by 6. It was very similar to our game against them this past weekend. The LSU win, it's somewhat impressive, but you were at home and that game was not. I mean, LSU could have easily won that game. I mean, the LSU win was impressive though. I will give them that, but I don't know why Trinidad Chambliss is getting more love than Joey Aguilar at the moment. I mean, I can't wrap my head around that. I mean, he's good.
Joey's not getting looked at all. I mean, he's still not in the Heisman race.
he's good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know what he's done that Joey hasn't. But lastly, as far as the SEC from this past weekend, Texas, pulling the Undertaker gif.
No, I picked them
Wakey.
to win.
I remember. Yeah, you said it last week. So
yeah, something fishy with that one. I don't know what it was, but I just didn't feel like Texas was just going to roll over and say, "Oh, you know." Um, I do have something about an SEC team. Georgia is so overrated. I don't care if you guys beat us. Don't care. You beat us by us missing a field goal. You should have lost that game. You should have lost that game. And then even this past weekend, Auburn should have won that game. They just kept shooting themselves in the foot. They had the lead at half. It's just crazy to me. I think Georgia is gonna get into some trouble towards the end of the year
I mean,
because
they got Ole Miss at home this week. I mean that could Ole Miss could easily go in
who
there
else
and
do they even play this year?
they still
I
have to
gotta
play
look.
Texas, but they get them in at Georgia too. Um,
They play A&M.
Let me just pull up their schedule real quick. They play Ole Miss this weekend, then Florida at Mississippi State. Home
Florida's
against
not going to be
Texas.
easy on them. I hate to tell them.
Yeah,
I hate to tell them. Florida's defense could make it interesting.
yeah, and then that's a neutral site for whatever reason. That's always annoyed me that neither of them have to go to Athens or the Swamp. But their two biggest conference games left are Ole Miss and Texas, but they're both at home. And then of course they have Georgia Tech the end of the year, as always. So
That's crazy.
um,
Yeah, Georgia Tech ain't no fluke.
no, I mean Georgia Tech. that was the craziest game of last year, probably that 2-point conversion fest. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, um, I guess we'll end on this. James Franklin out at Penn State. I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
I think it was a stupid fire. I think I do I understand that you lose to UCLA and you lose Northwestern, but the dude was like one play away from a national title, right? I mean, he
Yep.
was. I can't remember his record off the top of my head, but it's like his win percentage is great. Um, just had a couple bad weeks. I mean, to me, I'm more interested to see who gets it rather than because let me tell you, if Kirk Cignetti gets that job, Ohio State and Michigan fans better be shaking in their boots because that'll be awesome to watch. Awesome
Yep.
to watch.
That's the thing about the whole deal to me. When you fire a guy who's like he lives at 10 wins, he can never quite get over the hump. But like you said, they were one play away from playing for a title last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just crazy how fast things unravel. I mean, preseason, top ranked, and then in 3 weeks the coach is fired. 3 bad weeks and the coach is fired. And don't get me wrong, you losing to UCLA and Northwestern, both you were favored to win by 20 plus. Not good, not great. I somewhat agree with the firing, but this means you have got to go out and hire somebody.
Huge.
Yeah, I
Huge.
mean you can't
Like
go hire.
you're throwing buyout money towards like Signetti or I don't know who else you could even go get because to me Lane Kiffin's waiting on a job. I know his documentary. Everyone's like, oh, he's never leaving home. You give him the pretty penny, he leaving.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm very interested because then you're paying him over $50 million. If I'm James Franklin, I'm going to retire. I'm
yeah.
retiring.
The best job in the
Like,
world is getting fired from being a college football coach. You know,
well, yeah. Look at what's his name from the Titans. A fired
Brian
coach. He's
Callahan.
getting paid through 2029.
Yeah, yeah. The like if you're the AD there, you can't go hire Matt Rule. That's not going to
Nope.
get it done. You
Ugh.
can't go hire. There was another name that went to Penn State.
What about John Gruden? Get
Yeah,
John.
Yeah, the groomers are flowing again with the Titans job open and a bunch of jobs
Oh yeah.
open. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, you basically have to do what Georgia did when they fired Mark Richt for people not to think this is stupid. What Georgia fired Mark Richt after constantly winning 19 games a year but never winning the big one. But then they hired Kirby Smart, and it's worked out for him. I mean, that's what Penn State has to do for people to not look back at this and say that was dumb.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, hey, if you're Clark Lee, you hang up that call?
no.
No, I'd be all over that job if I were him.
But like we said though, I think they got to go after a bigger name than that. You know.
You know who I would go get? And it's definitely not on their radar right now, but Alex Golish, dude. That guy is gonna I mean, he's already a great coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
he will be coaching somewhere else next year.
I think he's gonna be in the SEC and it's gonna be scary.
Yeah, there's a bunch of high profile jobs that are either open or about to open. So
I mean, Florida's the perfect job for him.
Florida will likely be open. Auburn will likely be open. Arkansas is open.
South Carolina
might be open. Virginia Tech's open. You know, there's a lot of
Mark
places.
Stoops apparently is going to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, like
Kentucky
I said,
might be open. Yeah,
yeah. The coaching carousel is spinning, and it's October 14th. So,
dude, who would even want to go coach Kentucky? Like, listen, all their money goes to their basketball. Like, you would need to. A lot of coaches are going to say you're going to need to give me more money. I mean, to compete with people in the SEC, you have to.
Yeah. I mean that Kentucky has made it very clear that they're going to spend their money on basketball. So,
I'm really curious though. Penn State's the biggest one though right now, and I don't know who you go get that goes, oh wow, that's a big thing. A lot of people talk about the Iowa State coach. Like that's not a oh wow to me. That's not like
no.
Who's your Signetti's the oh okay, that's a big deal. Like to me, that's my number one guy. I'm calling him 7 times, letting him tell him let him tell you no 7 times. Oh, hey, you want 15 a year? No? All right. 16, 17? Like because he's proven it. He's young enough, and
he's 64. But that kind of in my eyes, that means he would want to go get something done before he has to retire. Which,
and he's going to get more money over there.
Yeah, I mean, with him being that age, he's going to want to. I mean, all coaches want to compete for championships, and to his credit, he's gotten Indiana 3rd ranked in the country in a year and a half. So he might.
I don't think they'll lose this year.
I mean,
until the playoff, I don't see them losing. Their schedule is so easy.
Yeah, he's done.
Do they have to play Ohio State yet? Or do they play Ohio State this year?
I'll go check real quick, but if he can do that in Indiana, he can do it anywhere. And they do not have to play Ohio State. They have to play Penn State at Penn State, but that's their biggest hurdle left.
Oh yeah, they're not. I mean, that's their. I don't know. UCLA, better watch out. That hey, honestly, I might take UCLA plus the points. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, all it took was for them to fire their coach. They've got some life in them. So
yeah, and if you're a coach, if that kid wants to be a coach somewhere, if he could go pull off an upset like that, everybody's going to be calling like, "Hey, we'll give you a job." That kid's their offense looks completely different, different. So again, it's going to be a fun little trip down. Who gets these jobs that are coming open?
Yeah, maybe Tim Banks takes a job.
Oh, please, please! And then we should have let him go to MTSU. I don't understand. Like, he had one good year, and that was probably only because he had Josh Josephs is going to be a first rounder, in my opinion. Like, late first round, early second, whatever. But having JPJ and McCoy, who's a first rounder, Ricky Gibson to me is going to be a first, second rounder. Not this year, probably. I think he'll stay one more year, but
yeah.
But you know what I mean? He had so many people to make that easier on him. I would love to. I would love Josh Heupel to get a defensive coordinator that is like strict defense. Like to me, you have that with Josh Heupel's offense. Watch out.
Yeah. The only thing there is, how many defensive coordinators would sign up to coach a defense that's going to be on the field, 35 to 40 minutes a game. But I think we from what I've seen in these 6 games, we can do better and be more consistent on defense. Joshua Joseph said we are not living up to the standard. I 100% agree. But anything else you got tonight, man?
Nope. Buy stock on Jalen Perlotti. Perlotti is going to be an absolute stud within the next year or two.
That play where he was on the other side of the field and ran
and
down
caught him.
Taylor Green.
Cinema.
He's got speed, and he's going to have to play against Alabama because Spillman's out the first half.
And if he's playing well, you might. I mean, Spillman's going to play.
Yeah, he'll play. I mean, obviously they'll put him on the field in the second half, but that bonehead targeting, Yeah,
it was a stupid play, but hey, he's going to learn from it, hopefully, and move on from it. But yeah, I buy stock in him. I think, hey, Tennessee fans, listen. Tennessee can absolutely win this game. Just pray to God Tim Banks doesn't show up.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the hot take.
There it is. Go Vols, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you didn't see the whole thing, yes, sub to the YouTube or follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It'll be there tomorrow. So
yeah, we have a good discount going on for our YouTube. It's called Free 99. So go ahead and go hit that sub button if you love us. If not, whatever.
All right. Go Vols, everybody.
Go Vols, baby.